The history of the flamingo bird begins over 30 million years ago, when dinosaurs and the first primates were on Earth. However, these amazing birds continue to amaze us today with their unique properties. Habits and features. Flamingo is a large waterfowl with long legs and a characteristic curved beak that serves to filter water and search for food. They live in salt and fresh water bodies, swamps, lakes and rivers, spreading all over the world from Africa and Europe to America and Asia. Some of the most famous flamingo habitats include Lake Nakuru in Kenya, Salt Lake in Utah, and Galapagos Island in Ecuador. Despite the fact that flamingos are large birds, they are very light and weigh only about 3 kilograms. They can live for over 50 years in the wild due to their ability to endure extreme conditions such as high temperatures, salinity, and other habitat anomalies. An important part of the life of flamingos is the breeding season. Flamingos are polygamous birds and males can have up to 6 different partners in one breeding season. Each pair builds a nest of mud and sand and lays one egg in it. Typically, the female leaves the egg in the nest and goes off to look for food while the male guards the nest and incubates the egg. After the eggs hatch, the young chicks stay with their parents for several months until they are able to go out to feed on their own. Despite the fact that flamingos are familiar birds, they have many little-known facts that make them even more unique. Here are 3 of those facts. The first little-known fact about flamingos is that their tail feathers are a key element in their endurance and flight abilities. The tail feathers of flamingos have a special shape that allows them to use air currents to rise and swim in the air. This allows flamingos to fly long distances effortlessly, making them efficient migrants. They can fly up to 500 kilometers per day and reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. The second little-known fact about flamingos is that their feathers are not always pink. In fact, flamingo feathers can come in a wide range of colors from white to bright red and even purple. The color of the feathers depends on what the flamingo eats. They get their pink color from a pigment found in their food, especially algae and microscopic shrimp, which form the basis of their diet. The third little-known fact about flamingos is that they have a unique ability to restore vision. Flamingos have special glands that help them with digestion, and these glands also produce a special pigment that protects the eyes from harmful ultraviolet radiation. This pigment also helps them repair damaged cells in the eyes and keep the eyes healthy. Like many other animal species, flamingos face many threats such as habitat loss, water pollution, and poaching. Despite this, flamingos continue to amaze people with their beauty and amazing properties. Flamingos are amazing birds that live in various parts of the world. They are found in Africa, South America, Southern Europe, Central America, and some islands in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Flamingos live in salt and fresh water bodies, as well as in wetlands. They prefer shallow water areas where they can find food. Many species of flamingos migrate seasonally. They fly in search of food and new habitats. For example, flamingos that live on islands in the Caribbean migrate to the southern regions of South America. Flamingos that live in Africa can fly thousands of kilometers to the southern regions of Europe and Asia. Flamingos have a fairly long history on Earth. Their remains were found on the territory of modern America and Africa and date back at least 50 million years. Flamingos have been an object of reverence and respect for many cultures for many centuries. For example, for the ancient Egyptians, flamingos symbolized the goddess Bastet, and for the Incas, they symbolized the goddess Huanaco. Even today, flamingos are the national symbol of Cuba. When flamingos reach sexual maturity between the ages of 3 and 5, they start looking for breeding partners. They usually live in large colonies where the birds can find mates. Flamingos are considered monogamous and many couples stay together for life. They build their nests from mud and other materials they collect near bodies of water. They usually lay only one egg, which takes about 30 days to incubate moving in the water. Flamingos can swim on the surface of the water and use their long legs to move along the bottom in search of food. They use their amazing beaks to catch algae and small aquatic animals. In addition, they can filter water using their flexible bills to extract tiny shrimp and other small food. Flamingos have some unique physical features. One of them is their colors. Flamingo feathers are usually pink in color, although sometimes they can have an orange or red tint. This is due to the presence of coloring pigments in the food flamingos eat. The more coloring pigments they receive from food, the more saturated their color becomes. Another unique feature of flamingos is the shape of their beak. It is shaped like a fin and is used to filter food in the water. Flamingos are also known for their social skills. They usually live in large colonies that can include up to several thousand birds. They often interact with each other using many different sounds and gestures to communicate. For example, flamingos can use their wings to communicate with each other or to help them stay in place in strong winds. Another unique trick of flamingos is their ability to survive in extreme conditions. They can adapt to life in low oxygen wetlands where many other species cannot survive. Flamingos can also survive long periods of drought by feeding on small aquatic invertebrates and algae that they find on the bottom of dry lakes and rivers. In conclusion, flamingos are amazing birds with incredible cunning and unique physical features. Their beautiful pink coloration, graceful flight, and powerful beak make them one of the most recognizable birds in the world. Flamingos live in various places, including on all continents except Antarctica, and migrate in search of food and better living conditions. Although flamingos are among the longest-lived birds, their numbers are declining in many places due to the destruction of their natural habitats and pollution. Therefore, it is important to preserve their habitat and take care of natural resources in order to preserve these beautiful birds of our planet for future generations. And finally, we learned 3 little-known facts about flamingos. Flamingos can secrete lactic acid lactate through their bills to create sticky nesting clumps to support eggs and chicks. Flamingos can sleep on one leg with their eyes closed in one eye while keeping the other eye open to prevent predation. Flamingos can fly at